I planned on starting this with a really nice Yoda quote, but with the fucking night I've had, it's tough to smile tonight, let's just say that. I came in, I had to go to the grocery store and get a ton of stuff on the way home tonight, which isn't a big deal. I don't mind doing that. It's kind of like a stress reliever between work and then getting home. I don't know, it's just like, it's nice to go and just spend a few minutes there. However, I need to get a lot of things, and I really wanted to get back here and talk to everybody, because there's so much I want to say. And you know what? I'm going to just say it. Because if I keep focusing on the negative tonight, it's going to, once you start down that path, forever will it rule your destiny, Let me read you the quote I was going to read. You will know when you are calm, at peace, passive. A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack. That's how it was supposed to start. And then, alright, I'm over it now. I came home, I hit the Logitech software to start recording this. If anybody has suggestions for better software, please let me know. And it just froze up, and I couldn't get it to stop, and I got mad, and I hit the reset button on the computer, which I never do that. Like, I'm usually really good about restarting my computer, but I was just angry, and I hate being angry. And so I waited, and then it said, no keyboard detected. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But sometimes it says that. I don't know why. It must be the USB hub I'm using sucks or something, because sometimes it detects it, sometimes it doesn't. I need to go direct with the keyboard. I don't know why I've got it on a hub anyway. Actually, it might be direct. I don't know. Anywho, before my rage level goes up, I restarted it. Finally get back into Windows. It took forever to reboot this time. It never takes this long. My computer's pretty fast. So I finally get back into Windows. Let everything kind of do its thing for a minute. Shut things down I don't want running. Hit the thing to start. Bring up the Logitech software. Refocus everything. Get everything good and going. Then I hit record. And it doesn't tell you that it's not picking up audio until like 10 seconds in. Which really sucks, because I feel like I'm repeating myself and like reading from a script. Well, I mean, a quote is a quote. But sometimes I have a way I want to start the video, because you never know who's going to watch this for, 5 seconds or 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get over that hump. Anywho, then the snowball wasn't working. The blue snowball, the microphone. So I had to go in, disable it. I tried everything to get it to work. It wouldn't work. Unplug it, plug it, new USB port, old USB port. Finally, I just disabled it, enabled it, and it started working again. Hit record, and we were good to go. We were up and running. Thank God. Or Glob. Yeah, thank Glob. Thank Jeebus. Easter's coming up, huh? Everybody ready for Easter? Yeah? I like doing Easter egg hunts. I think the kids like that. I liked it. I like finding candy and eating it. Sometimes I'll just find candy on the street and eat it. I don't care. So we got a very important thing we need to talk about tonight, you and I. Well, first of all, the sharing is working. Like, you guys rock my world, because I'm seeing people sharing it, which is awesome, which I hope continues. And if you know other people, like, if I could get the people to share that shared, on and so forth, like, I think I could make a run at this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I like knowing that people are enjoying it, and it inspires me to come home as quickly as possible after work on the nights that Carol's putting the kids down, and get in front of this and talk to you guys, and like, I feel like I'm making connections with people that I've lost contact with or whatever. So sharing is working. I'd love to see as many friends as I have on Facebook on here. That would be a great goal to attain. I mean, not like I have a lot of friends on Facebook. I've actually whittled it down a little bit. Sometimes I just get invites from people, and they're friends of friends, and I'm like, okay. And I don't mean to alienate those people, because they're probably wonderful people. It's just, I just don't know why they're asking me to friend them, which I'm cool with it, okay? That's cool, whatever. Friendship makes the world go round. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Let me preface this by saying I fucking hate Star Trek. Always hated Star Trek. I never even watched a lot of Star Trek, so this is completely biased and unfair, but I don't like Star Trek. Everything I've seen of Star Trek, the uniforms, the uniformity, the concept, especially of the original, show, like, the tackiness of it was kind of cool, but other than that, like, I had no desire to watch that show. I just disliked it. When the Next Generation hit, I remember seeing that and thinking, well, these guys have more personality, but it was more of the same, and I mean, amazing storylines, I'm sure. If you're a Star Trek fan, I don't mean to offend. I just don't like Star Trek. I can't get into it, no matter how hard I try, how many times I try, which isn't many, because I don't want to, because I don't like Star Trek. But, at a first thought, when I think of Star Trek and Star Wars, not being a fan of, whatever, or hating the other one, the first thing I think of is epic space drama with spiritual voice versus uniformed soldiers going out and doing things for a federation, which sometimes I don't know. My point is that it's like life on a ship, basically. Now, I know that there's interaction, character interaction. You gotta, if you're going to be on a ship, you better have some good actors and stuff. So, I understand it. But I just think Star Wars is so much better. This is total fanboy stuff right here. This isn't like I'm right or wrong. I'm not one of those people that has to be right when it comes to this. Like, I like Star Wars. I think Star Trek is dumb. Is it bad? Probably not, but it's not my thing. Star Wars, when I think of Star Wars, like, this is a huge part of my life. Like, this deserves some attention. Like, it's guided me in life. I remember, it's my first memory that I do remember of life, I've told you this before probably, was going to the theater. I think it was 77. My father was there, my uncle was there, my mother and my grandmother were there, and there was a few other people there that were with us. I can't remember who, but I remember TIE Fighters. That's all I remember, but I do remember seeing it on its original release at 2 years old. That's the first thing I can remember, is those TIE Fighters and X-Wings tearing across the screen. Other than that, I may have slept through the rest of it. I was 2. But I do it honor with the fact that it is my first memory. Like, that's the first thing that I can't think back any far beyond that. And that's just barely like, that's like a still rather than a motion capture. Obviously it was re-released 79. Might have been 80. I can't remember. I think it was 79. And I saw it again then, obviously, and I appreciated it a lot more and started collecting the toys. And by the time Empire rolled around, I was just, like, losing my mind excited. Like, it's a long time to wait in between those movies sometimes, although I think it's only going to be about a year with 7, 8, and 9. And there'll be other Star Wars movies in between, which is exciting. So I think we can expect like 6 new Star Wars movies. And you know, I will always have faith in Star Wars. I don't care how bad hardcore real fans out there piss and moan about it. I have huge problems with the prequel. But the story alone I can accept. The acting was terrible, but at least that was George Lucas's vision. It wasn't very thrilling the way it was portrayed in the movie, but if you take the movies away, but now you have the whole story. Like, remember before the prequels, there was a time, this is truly geek conversation tonight, I'm going deep geek, deep under geeker, or something like that. Empire rolled around, kids. But yeah, by the time Empire rolled around, like, I was hooked for life. Like, I remember going to see that, and that was the first movie, and I truly appreciated it as a watcher. You know, I think I was under, well, let's see, was it 3 years after something? It was like 83 was Jedi. So maybe it was 80. I think it was 1980 or 81. Whenever it came out. Doesn't matter. I was little. I was about 6 or 7. I remember the end of that movie, walking away going like, oh my god, I guess they're making another one. But, like, when you're that young, seeing that, being like, okay, nothing got resolved. Hans and Carbonite being taken to Jabba, and Luke just lost his frickin' hand, and now he's got a robot hand. And he found out that, quite possibly, this is a spoiler coming up for you, Darth Vader might be his dad. Like, what? When you're 6 or 7, like, and all you've known is, like, Disney and, you know, the good guys always coming out on top, you're just like... But it had such an internal impact on me. I remember it clearly, like those 3 years were like just waiting for the next movie. Like every day it was just like, back then you had to buy like back then, Christ. Back then you had to like get magazines, or occasionally like there'd be a TV show that would run a news article about what was going on with the next Star Wars movie. But you had to wait 3 years. Like, it wasn't like now with the internet. You go on those interwebs, you find out, oh, let's see who they cast for this, who they cast for that, who's that, what's the storyline, let's take a look at the set. I mean, there's so many people out there with, like, camera phones now. I thought about this, and I wish, in a way, I had grown up in this generation. Not because I appreciate anything about their culture. Some whiny bastards. But everything would be captured on film. Like, you'd get to so easily... Like, people obviously have home movies, but it is only until this generation it makes it so easy to have that. And I was talking to my my friend Danny, the owner of Given's Books, tonight, about... oh, shit. I can't remember what I was just talking about. I just lost it. I'm sorry. Ownership. Danny. Man, you gotta hate when that happens. Yikes. Alright, I'll take it back. Star Wars, Waiting for Jedi, 6 years old. Hold on a second. I'm getting there. Now, it's gone. Alright, let's move on to Jedi. Now, I saw Jedi when I was like, well, if I was 6, I mean, so I was like 9 or 10. And a lot of people look back on it now and hate the Ewoks and what they did with that whole thing. And obviously the, you know, the special editions. If he had just enhanced the quality of the footage on those, I would have been thrilled. I do like some of the deleted scenes he added back in, rather than the refilmed scenes. Like the Jedi scene, where it shows Luke working on the lightsaber, rebuilding his new lightsaber, testing it, and then approaching Jabba's palace. Like, well, eventually. Like, that's a cool scene. Like, it didn't need to be there, but hey, whatever. It was kind of exciting to see a new scene. People get up in arms when you touch it. Like, I don't know why they're like that. It's not their I mean, I know the love you have for those movies. I have it too, but like, I also know, probably being someone a lot like Lucas, like, I like things a certain way. Like, artistically, I'm very picky sometimes, especially musically. Like if you listen to a song, I guess this happens in all bands too, though, the way it starts and the way it gets to be over, let's say, a 4-year period or a 3-year period, it evolves a lot, and it's always better. But when you wrote it, you thought it was the best thing in the world. You know what I mean? So, I think with George Lucas, it's the same thing. I think he wants to make his product, or this dream he had. And I know we don't agree. I don't agree on it either, but it's his thing. If you like the originals, you can watch the originals. They're out there, and I'm pretty sure they're being released on DVD this year. You can finally get the original 3 movies on DVD. Blu-ray. Well, probably DVD. Is DVD still? Can you still? I haven't bought a movie in ages. I only buy Star Wars movies, and I buy them a lot. That was a rough thing when they first came out on VHS, and then when they re-released them with that silver or gold set, widescreen or pan and scan. You don't understand. You're not losing anything. You're gaining. Those bars, you're stretching the film. You're making it fit to your screen so you can see what was filmed to the left and to the right. So you don't have to do this, because that's stupid. I hated that. That was one of those things. I just hated when people said, I hate the black bars on the screen. You don't get as much of the movie. No, you're getting more! Asshole. That's why all screens are the shape they are now, if you didn't know that. Like, I'm sure most of you who are watching this know this, but, like, it's funny to think that some people have no idea why TVs went from a square to a rectangle, and why the new... Actually, I've seen some crazy new TVs that are, like, they're not as big, but they're way wide. Like, I mean, reasonably, obviously, but it's beyond the 2.35. I can't remember what it is. It's 4 something. It's related to 4K, I think. And so well, no, it's not, because it's just you can just see it, the way the lens works so much more of the movie, and that's why it does it. Why they can't do it this way too? And just, I don't know. Anywho, that's my Star Wars rant. Star Wars wins. Star Trek is dumb. I'm sorry if you disagree. We'll never see eye to eye on this, ever. Although now we have a connection with J.J. Abrams directing the movies. And I got an email from well, not directly from, but Tony DeTurlizzi. He will be writing the first of 7 books, I think, that are coming out from Marvel. Not Marvel, from Disney Studios. So, I'd like it if he was drawing them, too. You don't want me to acknowledge you grabbing your phone? I downloaded the newest American Idol, so you have both of them now. They had no... Oh. Punch her. I'll be out in a few minutes. What?
Where's the meat?
Alright, I'll be back in just a second with part 2. Star Wars versus Star Trek. Hang tight.